We found this interesting tree here. It has white flowers, and then it has a fruit or seed pod that develops. Chris said they look like a funny mustache, and they do. He saw the name over there, but it was a Latin name?
Yeah.
Do you recall what it was?
No, well, it had an X. I don't know how it remembers. I don't know. Well, I don't know if it's this
Yeah.
stuff or if it's the tree, because that tree is memorialized.
Okay, the two trees look like a mustache or a memorial planting, and the little sign here is for these amaryllis that are growing here. They're not flowering, but they are growing. Okay, well, Chris found a placard, and it is a Milky Way tree. So you just have to be a little bit persistent if you're looking for the names of things, but I highly recommend the tram tour again. Here we have some air plants. This one is finished blooming, but we did see a lot of air plants that were on the trees out there. Angela Critters has one. I think if you search her channel, I think it was a short that she did where she showed her big and beautiful air plant. And there are lizards everywhere, so. And around the birds, there's some bird poop, a lot of bird poop, so just watch your step around here. This is a bottle brush tree here, so named because it does look like a bottle brush when it blooms. The red blossoms do. One thing I noticed that was interesting, this was, they're using regular hand-push lawnmowers to do the work here. And I imagine because there are hills and valleys and little creeks and things to be careful of. But yeah, good for them. And watch your head for flying duck. I just missed one. And you'll probably only see one of these here unless you've done extensive traveling to, say, India. This is, I believe they're called piated when they have this gene mutation. So the top is blue, the brown and white is on the back, and then the large decorative feathers are also regular color. It was sleeping under the tree during the tram tour, so we got lucky that it came out and we got a really good view of it. There's that blue neck. Gorgeous. Oh, and those big bushy trees that I'd mentioned it was sleeping under, those are longan fruit. So if you know your tropical fruits, you'll be familiar with that. It's one of my favorites. Now also during the tram tour, we learned that if you go to the right over here, that is a longer loop around, but if you stay straight on this trail, it is a much shorter distance back to the Butterfly Conservatory. Here are the starfruit trees. Some of them do have starfruit. They're also, they have fruit on them and they're blooming again, so they must be very, very prolific in production. Here are the blossoms, and here are the fruit. And it's pretty well covered. Chris and I came back to the butterfly and cactus garden Yeah, we got caught in a rainstorm, but met a lovely couple that's from this area. But look at this. I missed this the first time. Look at the pattern on that cactus. I love it. Absolutely love it. Sometimes it pays to go back through and take your time. Yeah, because the tram stop here at the Butterfly Conservatory, it only stops for like 5 minutes. Enough for you to walk through here, pretty much walk through the conservatory, maybe take a couple photos, and they're off again. So, and yeah, very cool. It's kind of hard to see without with the reflection. And I imagine this is how they're able to release 8,000 butterflies into the wild. Yeah, we just got caught in the rain earlier. So there's a little bit of raindrops. And of course all these are in their chrysalis stage. Look at this little flower here. Oh, they have a little bee house back there. We always called these shrimp plant here, and you can pull the little white pieces off and eat them like, you know, honey. They're very sweet, like honeysuckle. Now, get this, be careful not to let the butterflies out. This garden is really gorgeous on the other side. But it's kind of the end of the season for some of them. Looks like they had a giant sunflower here. Perhaps. Maybe it was a different plant though. I see them planting probably more perennials in a place like this than annuals. Or like a coreopsis, something that at least will reseed itself. These plants in Costa Rica, these really draw the hummingbirds. They're usually full of flowers all the way up. We got a little fella there hanging out. This vining flower, it's such a deep purple. More like a delphinium, more in the bluish tone. Sorry, we're on the flight path to Fort Lauderdale. We're kind of hanging out here for a while for the next tram. We will take that back because we kind of wanted to just come and spend more time in the butterfly garden and this water feature over here that we passed on the tour. And look at this. These lilies are all in this swampy area. So you have lilies. I think I saw some kind of hyacinth down there. On the other side, you could see little tinges of purple. But they were tall. Maybe a little different than hyacinth, I guess. Water hyacinth, I should say. There are some lily pads here. That's gorgeous. But the wind's picking up, so you have a little bit of, they call cat paws coming across the water. You have little cypress humps down here. Try and zoom in on those. They call them cypress knees. So, looks like there's some fish in the water as well. I'm sure that keeps the ducks well fed. A little mossy here, so you got to be careful not to slip. And like this, they do Florida fish fuddle tree or Jamaican dogwood, Pisidia piscipula. All right, there we go. Now, I'm wondering, they must be, no, it is this tall tree, I guess. I don't think it's this one. This one looks more like a gardenia type family. So I don't know. And, oh, it looks like it's about to bud or has finished budding. So I don't think that is the dogwood. The taller tree looked more fitting for that name. I just love these little quiet paths. We're here on a Monday, so it hasn't been crowded at all. Even the feeding shows for the animals have been very, very low in attendance. But this is a serpentine trail here. I was thinking that movie, what was it, The In-Laws? The original was my favorite with Peter Falk and Alan Arkin. And at the end of it, they're running back and forth being shot at. Running, run serpentine, I believe was the line. I never saw the new version of that. A little nursery for the plants. And it looked like some of the gardens around here actually maybe donated some of these plants, and then they kind of advertise on them. If you want a plant like this, you'll find it at so-and-so nursery. I actually only saw one sign that was like that, but I'm going to guess that some of them get damaged over time with the waterings and such. But the land here, this is gorgeous. Definitely worth the, what do we pay again? $24 a person?
Yeah.
Yeah, the tram is free. You don't have to pay extra for that. All the feedings are free. So, yeah. There's the Ray House. We did not go in yet. I don't think we'll go in today. I think it's just going to be 1800 period type stuff. So I'm fine not going in there. So, but it's about the end of the day. I think we're about ready to end our time here. So thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this little getaway. It's gorgeous. If you're ever in Fort Lauderdale area, I highly recommend coming to these gardens. Absolutely beautiful. Here's some ginger in bloom. Some that are dyed. We're going to, I forgot they had an aviary over here. It's also a tropical fern garden. But they're, we kind of got caught up in conversation with someone. Oh, look at this ginger blossom down here. I've never seen one that big. It's huge. We got caught up with conversation with some very nice folks from the area. Look at this massive tree again. It's crazy. We kind of came in. There's a crow up there. A fish crow. We came in, we passed, it was cockatoo, but there was also a cage that had macaws and other things. I think this is a walk-in aviary, sorry. Reading and talking kind of does that. Ah, here we go. Hey there, bud. Is it about feeding time for you? You're gorgeous. I see your buddy down there. Birds of Prey Center. Oh yeah, the black cat?
Yeah, no, white kitty.
Oh, white kitty. So they have several cats around here, I guess. I imagine it keeps down on any rodent population that would come around trying to get any feed. Oh yeah, it is feeding time for you guys. You look like you're not digging it so much. Or are you gonna eat it later? You've been eating. You've got one you're working on. You're working on one too, aren't you, bud? You're totally disinterested. Oh, there's a... It looks like there's one kind of hidden in the back, so that one must need extra special care because it's employees only, so that must be some that they're trying to rehab. The barn owl is up here. There you go. The great horned owl. He's ready for, well, he's had food, but one of the workers who does feeding apparently is walking around, so they're very interested in her right now. It's a barred owl. Two barred owls, actually. There's this guy over here. But they are very keen on humans, I guess. Ah, you want to make sure you fly into the picture too, huh? Are you a ham? I think so. Yeah, I knew these were little eastern screech owls. We actually tried to rescue one once. I don't know what happened to it, but we found it in our backyard on a tree. And Chris got on some gloves and brought it into the house. I gave it some raw hamburger meat. and called a rehab right away, because it is illegal to possess any wild animals. You have to call rehab, because if you get caught, it could be a heavy fine. So I always call a wildlife rehabilitator. You can find them on Google pretty easily. Also the zoos and animal sanctuaries usually know all the local rehabilitators. And here we have burrowing owls, and they have little man-made burrows for them. Very handy. All right, the aviary normally closes at 4:30. We got here at 4:29. She was about to close, and she was so kind to let us do a loop through. So, oh, look, I see a raccoon. He went up this tree over here.
Oh, okay.
We'll see him. I know where he is. Oh, look at this, interesting. This is mangrove. Sorry, I'm walking a little fast for it to be. And I see a little bird hiding back there. But this is mangrove. I've been caught in mangrove down in the Keys in a boat, in a huge sailboat. It ripped the canvas, ripped the sail spreader. But luckily we had welding and torch equipment on board, so we were able to get that repaired. That was an adventure. Wow. Yeah, they love their feeding time. Now where's that little raccoon? He scurried up one of these trees, Chris. He's in one of these.
Oh, there he is. Right there.
Ha I found you.
That thing's like, what is this place?
I found
You got
you.
all the food. Like,
Yeah, he was eating. I see you up there. Woo! There's a stork over here. Little preening. We'll go ahead and get out of here so she can close up and the raccoon can come back down and get some grub. And here we had the macaws I was talking about earlier, and the other cockatiel. It's not identified, but it has more of a scarlet head. Probably a scarlet head cockatoo. Yeah, they have the red, the green. This one has everything. The yellow. Yeah. This one's green over here, but I've seen them where they're also solid red. It's kind of hiding behind there. Peekaboo. Also preening. It's that time of night. Cleaning up after dinner. Don't forget to get your cooter rub. Gator sauce. Guava mustard. Swamp mustard. Sauces and jellies. And they also have wheelchairs and strollers. Mobile or manual.